The sun is a giant nuclear reactor. Every second, it produces immense amounts of energy through nuclear fusion, emitting more energy than humanity has used in all of history. Some of this energy travels 93 million miles to Earth as sunlight, consisting of tiny packets called photons. To capture that energy, we rely on silicon. By treating the material with specific impurities, a process called doping, engineers create two distinct layers. The N-type layer has extra electrons it can give away, while the P-type layer has spaces for electrons, known as holes. Where these layers meet, they form the P-N junction. The transfer of charge creates an internal electric field that acts as a one-way street, allowing electrons to move in only one direction. When a photon strikes the cell, it transfers its energy to a silicon atom, which knocks an electron loose. This freed electron is now able to move through the material. The electric field at the junction pushes these loose electrons through a wire. This flow creates the electrical current we use to power appliances before the electrons return to the cell to fill an empty hole. This atomic-level process, the photovoltaic effect, is the mechanical engine that drives the global solar industry. Even with this effective design, single-layer silicon panels have a significant limitation. They waste roughly 75% of the sunlight that hits them. This is a visualization of the solar spectrum compared to silicon's bandgap. Because of the specific energy required to activate electrons in silicon, there is a theoretical maximum efficiency for a single-junction cell, the Shockley-Queisser limit, which sits at 33.7%. Transmission loss is a major factor. Low-energy infrared photons lack the power to excite an electron, so they pass completely through the cell without contributing any energy. At the other end of the spectrum, high-energy blue photons have more energy than silicon needs. While they do free electrons, that extra energy is shed as heat, which can actually decrease the cell's performance as it warms up. If a single material misses red light and turns blue light into heat, the architecture must change to capture a wider portion of the spectrum. The solution is tandem technology. Rather than relying on one material, engineers stack layers with different bandgaps to divide and conquer the solar spectrum. A thin Perovskite layer sits on top. Its crystal structure is highly tunable, meaning researchers can calibrate it to specifically absorb high-energy blue and green photons that silicon would otherwise waste as heat. Because the top layer is tuned to high energies, lower-energy red and infrared light passes through the perovskite. The silicon bottom layer then captures these remaining waves, increasing the total power produced from the same amount of sunlight. This stacking architecture is already breaking records. In April 2025, the manufacturer LONGi achieved a power conversion efficiency of 34.85%, a milestone verified by the National Renewable Energy Laboratory. Future research is exploring quantum dots to move even further. These nanoscale particles can be engineered for multiple exciton generation, where a single high-energy photon is used to knock multiple electrons loose at the same time. Moving past the efficiency ceiling requires this kind of multi-material engineering, using harmonious layers to capture the full range of solar energy. Once the tandem cell generates power, it travels through an inverter. This device converts the direct current, or DC, into alternating current, or AC, which is compatible with household appliances and the wider electrical grid. To review, the PN junction establishes the internal electric field, separating charges to create current. The Shockley-Queisser limit defines the efficiency cap for single-junction silicon, caused by transmission and heat losses. Tandem architecture bypasses this by stacking specialized layers to capture more spectrum. Mastering these efficiency bottlenecks makes solar power more cost-effective and land-efficient, while a net-zero grid also requires massive scaling in energy storage and smart transmission. These hardware innovations provide the high-density power generation needed to make that transition physically possible. When a photon of sunlight strikes a single material, like silicon, the laws of thermodynamics dictate how much energy is converted into electricity. For a single-junction silicon cell, this physical boundary is known as the Shockley-Queisser limit, which caps the maximum theoretical efficiency at approximately 33.7%. A major cause of this limitation is thermalization. When high-energy light hits the silicon, the excess energy cannot be captured by the electrons. Instead, it is wasted as heat in the crystal lattice. To capture the light it can process, silicon requires thick, heavy ingots, enforcing a rigid manufacturing paradigm. Over decades of refinement, researchers have optimized crystalline silicon panels virtually as far as the laws of physics will allow. Pushing the efficiency of these panels further yields only fractions of a percent, margins too small to meet the escalating demands of global electrification. To break the efficiency ceiling, the industry must abandon the single material device architecture entirely. The third generation of photovoltaics is driven by two entirely distinct classes of materials: metal halide perovskites and organic photovoltaics, or OPVs. On one side, we have highly structured crystal lattices. On the other, flexible carbon-based polymers. These materials operate on mechanical and physical principles that share almost nothing with traditional crystalline silicon. Their defining advantage is a tunable band gap. This property allows engineers to customize the atomic structure, so the material absorbs precise, targeted colors of the solar spectrum. By isolating specific light frequencies and utilizing low-temperature, solution-based printing, third-generation photovoltaics bypass the physical and manufacturing limits of the past 50 years. Perovskite does not refer to a singular chemical compound. It is a specific crystal architecture defined by the general formula ABX3. Within this unique lattice, charge carriers exhibit exceptional mobility. An electron navigates the geometric gaps of the crystal structure cleanly and rapidly. This 3D model shows the ABX3 structure. Because of its geometric flexibility, engineers can physically swap the constituent elements, replacing a methylammonium molecule with cesium. This chemical substitution directly slides the band gap up or down, dictating the exact color of light the crystal absorbs. Furthermore, perovskites possess a direct band gap. A perovskite layer requires a thickness of only a fraction of a micron to absorb light, whereas an indirect band gap silicon wafer must be nearly 1,000 times thicker. Researchers apply this tunability to target the high-energy blue and ultraviolet photons that silicon traditionally wastes as heat. The ABX3 architecture acts as a highly customizable optical filter, engineered to perfectly complement existing solar technology. In early 2026, researchers leveraged this filter effect to push a perovskite silicon tandem cell to a certified efficiency of 34.85%, shattering the Shockley-Queisser limit. This graphic shows the physical cross-section of the device: a silicon bottom cell, a thin interface layer, and a perovskite top cell. When sunlight hits the panel, high-energy blue and green light waves strike the top layer. The perovskite immediately absorbs them, generating electrical current. The lower-energy red and infrared waves are ignored by the perovskite. They pass seamlessly through the top layer. These remaining wavelengths continue downward until they are caught by the silicon layer underneath. By dividing the solar spectrum, this double act eliminates the severe thermalization losses that cap single-layer Connells. The engineering hurdle was securely stacking the materials. Researchers solved this in 2026 using cross-linkable, self-assembled monolayers, specialized polymers that physically bond the layers without impeding the flow of electrons between them. Measured conclusion. Tandem technology achieved record efficiency by layering a customized material over silicon to turn an inherent physical weakness into a complementary strength. The second category of third-generation technology is organic photovoltaics. Instead of rigid crystalline lattices, OPVs rely on carbon-based polymers. The primary physics challenge of organic materials is poor exciton diffusion. Charge carriers cannot travel far through the polymer before they recombine and their energy dissipates. Engineers counteract this utilizing a bulk heterojunction. This intimately mixed, sponge-like network ensures an exciton separates right at the boundary of the two materials. This mixed network creates massive internal surface area, allowing excitons to instantly separate into usable current before they degrade. Crystalline silicon manufacturing is constrained by high temperatures and rigid piece-by-piece module assembly. Organic materials, however, are solution processable. Industrial slot die coating machines can print dark liquid solar ink continuously on rapidly moving rolls of flexible plastic. This roll-to-roll manufacturing approach slashes capital expenditure and avoids the high heat processing required for traditional semiconductor fabrication. While organic PVs concede absolute peak efficiency compared to crystal lattices, the bulk heterojunction makes ultra-low-cost, mass-scale printable energy possible. Analytically, Across all these materials, a strict quantum assumption has governed solar technology. One absorbed photon creates exactly one electron-hole pair. Fourth-generation PV research is actively breaking this 1-to-1 ratio. Through a mechanism called singlet fission, a single high-energy light particle strikes a complex molecule, causing it to rapidly split into two distinct energy carriers. This flowchart illustrates the process. By utilizing a molybdenum spin-flip metal complex, a high-energy singlet state is forced to divide into two triplet excitons. In 2026, laboratory tests proved this theory works, achieving an unprecedented quantum yield of 130%. The practical result of singlet fission is effectively doubling the electrical current extracted from the high-energy blue spectrum of sunlight. By hacking quantum mechanics at the molecular level, researchers are turning solar panels from passive light catchers into true energy multipliers. Moving from microscopic quantum physics to macroscopic material properties reveals how this applies to the real world. Engineers have successfully built flexible perovskite silicon tandem cells wrapped tightly around steel testing cylinders to gauge physical stress. Published 2026 metrics show these specific cells retain 91% of their initial power conversion efficiency after 5,000 extreme bending cycles at a 17.6 mm radius. This mechanical resilience allows for vehicle-integrated photovoltaics and deployment on curved surfaces where rigid glass cracks. Perovskite and organic materials also heavily outperform traditional amorphous silicon in low-light and indoor environments. In mid-2025, researchers demonstrated a cell achieving 38.7% efficiency under standard 2000 lux office lighting. High-efficiency performance in these specific form factors untethers power generation from the heavy, flat confines of a traditional solar farm. This versatility opens the building-integrated PV market, converting massive vertical surface areas into active generation assets. Transparent solar windows and flexible printed OPVs allow city skylines and even tiny IoT devices to function as localized, batteryless power plants. By breaking the limitations of silicon, solar technology evolves from a rigid panel into a printable energy fabric integrated into the built environment.